everyone, my name is Stephanie Villarey. I'm from BSBA FM 1A. I'm here to talk about and share my knowledge about the three historical places, Baraswain Church and Museum. Baraswain Church, also known as Our Lady of Mount Carmel Parish, is proverbial for its historical importance among Filipinos. Baraswain Church was founded by the Augustinian missionaries in 1859 and served as the session hall of Malolos Congress, the first Congress in the Philippines, which was held on September 15, 1898, under the presidency of Pedro Paterno. Three major events in the Philippine history happened in this church: the convening of the First Philippine Congress on September 15, 1898, the drafting of the Malolos Constitution on September 29, 1898 to January 21, 1899, and the inauguration of the First Philippine Republic in January 23, 1899. The term Baraswain was derived from a place in Spain to which the missionaries found a place in Malolos striking similarity. When the Spanish-Filipino Revolution broke out, the revolutionaries coined the term Baras ng Suwain, meaning Dungeon of the Divine. The Baraswain Church image is symbolic as the Philippine flag itself, in the Filipinos' desire to gain independence from foreign rule. The church design served as a testament to its humble beginnings and to the period of history from which it has become known. However, it was burned down at the height of the Philippine Revolution in 1800s. It was renovated and reconstructed, but its haunting beauty still remains. The Baraswain Museum, an interactive gallery beside the church, houses historical and cultural artifacts from the 1800s and more. There are documents and memorabilia from the aforementioned historical events. The most remarkable ones are a glass engraving of the newspaper El Heraldo de la Revolucion, or the Herald of Revolution, and an exhibit of the Philippine Constitution. The National Historical Commission, or NHC, formally opened the upgraded Baraswain Historical Landmark and Museum on Saturday. Here is Ms. Camila Cortez to share her experience in visiting Baraswain Church and Museum.
Way back in 2018, me and my family visited Baraswain Church and Museum. I was impressed by the current approach used to it to promote audience engagement in unraveling history. The National Historical Commission, or NHC, has unleashed the power of technology by transforming the learning experience when the museum was digitally upgraded during the 114th commemoration of the Malolos Congress. There are 5 galleries in Baraswain Museum. Gallery 1, Sigaw ng Kalayaan Gallery, tells the story of first Filipinos during the Spanish colonization era for over 300 years. Gallery 2, Watawat ng Kalayaan Gallery, sheds light on freedom by housing an overview of facts about the proclamation of Philippine independence and the decrees of revolutionary government. Gallery 3, Pagtindig ng Republika Gallery. We watched there a 7-minute light and sound presentation on the Malolos Republic with life-size diorama of significant figures. Another key event to remember is when President-elect Pedro Paterno assembled the First Philippine Congress on September 15, 1898 inside Baraswain Church. Gallery 4, Saligang Batas at Pinunong Kinatawan Gallery, shows the names of the proponents of the Malolos Constitution. This includes Felipe G. Calderon, who is one of the main authors of the Malolos Constitution. Gallery 5, Pagtanggol sa Republika. Gallery shows how Filipino defended against the threats posed by American colonizers against the First Republic.
If you want to visit and experience the beauty of Baraswain Church and Museum, it's located along Paseo del Congreso at the corner of Republica Street in the city of Malolos, Bulacan. Casa Real Shrine. Casa Real is a shrine dedicated to 20 women of Malolos who lobbied to establish the first adult school for women in 1889. despite much resistance from the Spanish friars and even the Governor General of the Philippines. For their efforts, they were praised by reformist Jose Rizal, Graciano Lopez Jaena, and Marcelo H. Del Pilar. The privately funded school was short-lived. However, it was ordered closed by church officials after only 3 months due to accusations of immoral teaching and eating meat on days of abstinence. The school was one of the first victories of women in Philippine history. On display are exhibits of Filipina women's accomplishments, Filipina First, and eminent Bulakeñas. The house itself displays period furniture from the Spanish colonial era. Casa Real Shrine was a printing press during the Malolos Republic, then was restored in 1852 and converted into a municipal library. It also became the seat of the American military government, then turned into a hospital in 1923, and annexed to the Bulacan High School in 1941, and was a Japanese Chamber of Commerce headquarters during the Japanese occupation. It is now a museum under the management of the National Historical Institute and serves as the final repository of the still existing memorabilia. This structure plays a gigantic role in the Philippine Republic. One of the permanent exhibits of Casa Real Shrine are relics of the brave women and of Malolos of whom Rizal wrote a poem to honor their courage of setting up a school against objections from the town's friars. Here is Mr. John Wayne Garcia to share his experience in visiting Casa Real Shrine.
When I was in senior high school, me and my friends visited the Casa Real Shrine near our school. Casa Real Shrine is one of the must-visit historical sites in Malolos City, Bulacan. It is a government museum consisting of relics from the First Philippine Republic. Memorabilia of General Emilio Aguinaldo is also found here. First-class families of Malolos, their furniture, old books, stamps, paper money, and coins are also displayed in the shrine. Casa Real is also one of Malolos' oldest structures. The building contains exhibits, a printing press of the Malolos Republic, and a display of the 21 women of Malolos memorabilia. Also represented here are the photographs of the 100 Filipino women. Each of them has distinct characteristics in their fields.
If you want to visit and experience the beauty of Casa Real Shrine, it's located at Paseo del Congreso, Malolos, Bulacan. Museo ng Katipunan Pinaglabanan Memorial Shrine. This 2-story, older structure houses the museum, opened to the public in 2006, giving insight to the armed, secret society founded by Andres Bonifacio, the kataas-taasa, kagalang-galangang katipunan ng mga anak ng bayan, or simply Katipunan. The museum gives insight of the life of Bonifacio, his idea for the Tagalog nation free from a foreign power, and the armed movement that he had founded. There is also information written about the key members of the Katipunan, like Gregoria de Jesus, Bonifacio's wife, and Emilio Jacinto, who at the young age of 18 joined the secret movement and was named the brain of Katipunan for writing the Cartilla, the Katipunan's main guidebook. There are at least 3 dioramas. One of them is a depiction of a blood compact or sanduguan, a ritual where each member signs a contract of their membership and to religiously uphold the secrecy of the movement, and a smaller glass encased one depicting the same scene. The third one depicts the cry of Pugudlawin, where the Katipunan openly declare a war against the Spanish rule whilst tearing up their cedulas, or a kind of tax certificate, as an act of defiance. Shortly after their supposed secret movement was revealed to the colonizer by a disgruntled member over dispute on wages. Among the artifacts displayed is the arsenal of weapons used by the Katipuneros, namely knives, bolas, and firearms. There is also a collection of anting-anting or amulets, which were believed to protect the wearer from any harm. The amulets comes in various forms. Most are pendants, but there is at least one camisa or garment, handkerchiefs, and a couple of paper containing prayers in Latin. Here is Miss Catherine Casilag to share her experience in visiting Museo ng Katipunan Pinaglabanan Memorial Shrine.
And the museum have many interesting stories. Here are some things that I saw and experienced when I visited there. Sculptor Eduardo Castrillo, Spirit of Pinaglabanan. It serves as a reminder of the 1896 Battle of Pinaglabanan. It is the first battle between the Spaniards and the Filipinos, led by Gat Andres Bonifacio. El Depósito de Aguas. El Depósito de Aguas, or Water Reservoir, on August 30, 1896. These were the area at Gat Andres Bonifacio and the Katipuneros attack. El Depósito de Aguas is located exactly where the shrine is today. The Life of Andres Bonifacio. This is the only museum in Metro Manila that details the life of Gat Andres Bonifacio. If you want to know more about the Supremo, Museo ng Katipunan is the perfect place to go to. You will only know important information about Gat Andres which you can find in your textbook. The Katipuneros. The kataas-taasang kagalang-galangan na katipunan ng mga anak ng bayan or KKK was composed of around 30,000 Katipuneros. You can probably identify a few of the members of the Kilusan. But if you want to know the names of the 1,000 other Katipuneros, the museum has a list of them. Katipunan Artifacts. Museo ng Katipunan exhibits the blades of Katipuneros, which they used during the 1896 revolution. You can also see some of the replicated Katipunan Supreme Council members, medals, anting-anting, and the Katipunan documents inside the museum. Paintings. Paintings about the KKK give colors to its walls. Those artworks provide you a visual representation of the revolution and the life of the Filipinos under the Spanish regime. Isabelo Tampico's sculpture work. Also exhibited in the museum is the original Katipunan sculpture work of the 19th century famous Filipino sculptor Isabelo Tampico. Interactive touchscreen terminals. It combines traditional and modern exhibits and utilizes modern technology in promoting history to the people. Included in its modern features are the interactive touchscreen terminals. One of the touchscreen televisions details the map of Tondo, where Andres Bonifacio was born and where the KKK was established. Another, it is contained the flags and the seal the KKK used. Interactive projector. If you want to make your own Katipunan seal, they have the interactive projector where you can draw your own version. Museum staff will print it for you as a remembrance too. Another is interactive map. It shows how vast the influence of the Katipunan spread during the Spanish era. It also highlights the places where the revolution took place. Hologram. Instead of plainly reading the wall text of Supremo's Pag-ibig sa Tinubuang Lupa, you may option to watch a hologram of a man reading the poem for you. Augmented reality is becoming a trend in museums and galleries today. In Museo ng Katipunan, you will be amazed by its augmented reality, equipped with visual and sound effects to give you a feel of the revolution. E-learning facility. It also has an e-learning facility to which you can freely use. The e-learning modules on the history of Pinaglabanan contains lessons, quizzes, and fun activities to make learning informative
and at the same time enjoyable.
Want to visit and experience the beauty of Museo ng Katipunan Pinaglabanan Memorial Shrine? It's located inside the Pinaglabanan Memorial Shrine Complex in San Juan. That's all for today. Thank you for listening and I hope you learned something in this video.